Okay, there's a model picker inside Claude Code, and a lot of people just leave it on the default and never think about it again, which is mostly fine. But understanding what you're picking between saves you money and gets you better results on the work that actually needs it. So there's three models. Opus is the strongest reasoning model. It thinks harder, slower, and costs more per token. Sonnet is the workhorse, is what we all call it. It's very capable, significantly faster, and it's much cheaper per token. And then there's Haiku. It's the smallest and fastest one. It's good for very narrow, well-scoped tasks. Yeah, that's the three models. This episode is mostly about that first two, though. For most coding tasks, building features, refactoring, debugging, writing tests, Sonnet is the right default. It handles the majority of what you'll ask it to do, and the cost difference over a day of work can really add up if you're using Opus instead of Sonnet. In fact, don't reach for Opus just because it's the highest tier. Where I land differently from most people, I don't run pure Sonnet as my default. I actually like to run opusplan, and opusplan, they just enabled it for the extension on top of the terminal. It used to only be terminal. Opusplan is a mode built into Claude Code where Opus handles planning and Sonnet handles execution. So when you enter plan mode, you get Opus's deeper reasoning on the architecture and the approach. But when Claude starts making the actual file edits, it switches over to Sonnet automatically. So you get the strong plan without paying Opus rates for every line of code. You access it by typing /model opusplan in the Claude Code prompt. If you caught the previous episode on plan mode, this is the same concept with a smarter planner baked in. I use it almost for everything I do. So I use opusplan, and I almost always stick in plan mode and then let it execute. There are still cases where I'll switch to pure Opus, like hard architectural decisions where the planning itself needs extra depth. Debugging sessions where Sonnet has given me the wrong answer twice, and I need a fresh, deeper read. Anything where getting the approach wrong is going to cost me more time than the model costs me money. Speaking of token awareness, long sessions accumulate context, and bigger context means more tokens per turn. So two habits help, at least for me. Start a fresh conversation when you move to a new feature, and keep your project context files tight. The biggest token savings isn't clever prompt tricks, it's the model understanding your intent on the first try. So my rule of thumb is Opus plan by default, pure Opus when the architecture is genuinely complex, pure Sonnet when you're cranking through small, clearly scoped changes, and then Haiku when you know exactly what you want and want it fast. Okay, thanks. Talk to you in the next one. Bye.